blind reaction. I have never, ever seen this video or heard this story in my life. So I have no idea what's about to be said in this video, but the video is called, "She Stabbed a Customer for Not Leaving a Tip." Now look, I don't know about y'all, but I have done DoorDash myself. And I did it during the pandemic, so, you know, it was kind of busy. But I never really felt too bad about leaving a tip, because me personally, I know when I used to order DoorDash and I used to not have it like that, $0 every time for the tip. I know, Shamar, that's terrible. That's horrible, actually. But it's relatable, because I know damn well you did it too. So don't even do that to me, alright? Anyway, either way, nowadays, you know what I'm saying, I like to tip good, because, you know, I've been on the other end, so, yeah. But stabbing someone over a customer not leaving a tip is insane. I think you should know what you sign up for before you sign up for it. Okay? You're not entitled to a tip. And I know this tipping epidemic conversation has been absolutely insane nowadays. But yeah, me personally, I feel like tips should be for drivers. Tips should be for delivery drivers, you know, and people who are offering you a service. I went to Honey Grove today, which is a restaurant, and they asked me if I want to leave them a tip. A tip for what? For what? That's like me giving a fucking Chipotle worker a tip. That's like me giving a Chick-fil-A employee a tip. You feel me? It's like, it's like, why? Just why? Why would I tip that? Or Starbucks, like why? Why would I tip that? Just why? You know what I'm saying? Like, you earn way more on tips on DoorDash and Uber and things like that, so that makes sense. But if you work Chipotle and shit, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Or if you work at a bar, that makes sense too. Anyway, enough yapping. Let's get it.
Well, guys, it's finally happened, and honestly, I'm not surprised, because this is something I've been predicting for a while now, and it's about tipping. Tipping in America has become one of the most toxic things in this country, to the point where someone was brutally assaulted and stabbed 14 times over leaving a $2 tip.
14 times? 14 times! Like, you really tried to off her, chat. She really tried to off her. I assume it was a her. It was a her on her crime.
New details this morning. We're learning about a stabbing involving this delivery driver who delivers pizza. You can see her. She's cuffed here and being put into a cruiser. Osceola County deputies say Brianna Alvelo stabbed a woman 14 times because she wasn't happy with her tip.
The worst part about this is that I'm not even surprised, because things like this are going to start happening. But before we talk about this gruesome event, let me talk to you about tipping itself in America. Tipping, by definition, is a social custom where a customer gives extra money to a service worker in addition to the basic price of the service. Now, notice how it says in addition and extra, meaning tipping is supposed to be extra dollars on top of the original price if someone is feeling a little nice or if they feel like the service exceeded expectations. But the main point is that it isn't supposed to be mandatory. Tipping is a choice that people decide to make. However, in America, it doesn't seem to be that way.
And mind you, delivery service, you already have to pay the delivery fee. Let me not get started on fucking DoorDash. DoorDash, you have to pay delivery fee. You have to pay the service fee. You have to pay the fucking, I don't know, existing on our app fee, breathing fee. Like, you have to pay so many fees, and then you want me to tip on top of that? And then the food be extra on DoorDash? Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, it's too much, bro. Like, I understand why people don't tip, especially on DoorDash or especially when they're delivering food. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And you signed up for the job. Don't get mad at me, nigga.
Hi, which floor?
3, please.
Okay. Excuse me?
Nah, she's a
In
dickhead.
America, somewhere along the lines, tipping stopped being a kind gesture and turned into an obligation. Like, it's no longer about rewarding great service, it's about avoiding feeling guilty, and in some cases, it's used to fully fund people's salaries. Like,
yeah,
I can't even
facts.
describe to you the amount of times I've been to a place like Subway or an ice cream shop, and after I pay for the food, this little tip screen comes up asking if I want to tip like 15 through 25%, and I have to awkwardly click the no tip because why on earth would I be tipping? This is literally—
Oh, me personally, it's not awkward at all. It's not awkward at all. There's not a single point where I feel like any remorse, any guilt at all. Like, I'm just like, no, actually, I would not like to tip you. No! You know what I'm saying? Look, I tip good at restaurants. You know what I'm saying? At bars. I remember one time I was at a bar with my homies and shit, right? We order a drink, right? And mind you, I'm a chill boy, so it's like I like to stay by the bar, right? I still have a tab open. I order a drink. I order me and all my homies a drink. We still got a tab open, right? Mind you, we want to get at least 2 drinks before we go back out on the dance floor and whatnot. We order the 2 drinks, or we order the 1 drink, and then we waiting for the dude to come around, and I'm like, yo! After like, it's been like 15 minutes of him just like not coming around to us. I'm like, yo, bro, yo, ignoring us and shit. I'm like, yo, and I'm all like, and I tap the bull. I'm like, yo, like, what's good with him? Like, he's like, bro, he's not gonna come around to you if you don't tip. You're telling me I can't be served because you don't fucking tip? That's insane, bro. Mind you, tipping, like bro said, it's not mandatory. So why are you getting mad at me? Because, like, you feel me? Unreal, bro. Unreal. Like, I literally could not believe that shit. But, hey, I still tipped the dude. You know what I'm saying? Got crunk, I guess.
Literally their job. Why would I be tipping someone for doing their job? Especially at a place like a fast food establishment.
Yeah,
you
fast food is
can't make
wild.
a Big Mac taste any better than it is. And no, most of the time, these tips are asked before the food is even made. So not only am I literally tipping for no reason, they could mess up my order still and I don't get the tip back. But I don't usually see meltdowns from people who work at fast food spots. I mean, there was that one time when the Miles Morales Spider-Man guy had a complete meltdown after a tip, or rather, a tip that he didn't get.
Please play the vid.
And no tip! No tip!
Yeah, that guy was absolutely tweaking. But luckily for him, through his collab with Kai Cenat, he's now pretty famous. And because of that, you can ask him about his meltdown through the Polybuzz app. Imagine being able to have a conversation with your favorite celebrity or favorite anime character.
Is this a sponsored?
With Polybuzz.
Nigga, is this a sponsored video? What the fuck? Wait, you could actually deadass have a conversation with him through this shit? That's insane. Cool.
Reportedly celebrating her for a $2 driver.
Okay, my bad.
Let's get back into the video.
There we go.
Brianna Alvello was a 22-year-old pizza driver who was charged.
What the fuck is this smile, bro?
Bruh.
I'm about to go to jail. Like, she goofy as hell, bro. She knows she did wrong.
Charged with the stabbing of a pregnant woman 14 times over a $2 tip. According to the police report, the victim was reportedly celebrating her boyfriend's birthday at a motel. And of course, celebrations need pizza. So after Brianna delivered the pizza, the victim paid for it and then gave her a $2 tip on top of the $33 she just paid for the pizzas. And remember, it's a tip, so she doesn't have to do that, but she did anyway. Brianna then—
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that is a shit tip. Not even 10%. Like, that's a shit tip. But like he said, you're not obligated to. Like, you never know what somebody's going through. Mind you, that could have been like, she could have had $50 and then she just gave you a tip because she didn't want to give you nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then you over here trying to end her life and your life on her boyfriend's birthday while she's pregnant. Bruh. Throw the book at this bitch.
Then left the motel because she delivered the pizzas, but came back later masked up in all black with an accomplice and force their way into the motel. Brianna's accomplice then pulls out a gun and points it at the victim's boyfriend, forcing him into the bathroom. And I know what you're thinking, there's no way they're doing all of this over a $2 tip, but yes, they are. While Brianna's accomplice is forcing the victim's boyfriend in the bathroom at gunpoint, Brianna pulls out a pocket knife in front of the victim and her 5-year-old daughter and starts robbing them, which eventually leads to her stabbing the victim 14 times, which is a terrible thing to experience, especially with a child there, because in reality, the victim probably wasn't even worried about herself, more so that her child wasn't in danger. After
You need to get buried under the prison. You need to get locked up and buried under the prison. I think your prison should be neighbors with the core of the earth. You literally, bro, you traumatized that little girl for life, stabbing her mom, and you probably like caused some type of damage to the baby that's brewing in the mom as well. And you traumatized her boyfriend. Bruh, that's fucking crazy, bro. Nah, that's really crazy. Like, I did not know it gets this deep. Like, this is very bad.
Brianna had stabbed the victim, her and the accomplice fled the scene. But surprise, surprise, they're pretty stupid. And they obviously got caught. I mean, they thought about the crime a little bit, because at least they showed up in all black with masks on. But like, they drove to the crime scene in Brianna's red car, and the security camera grabbed the license plate. Like, what's the point in committing a gruesome crime like that if you aren't even going to do the research to see that a security camera is in view of your car? After Brianna was caught, she was charged with attempted murder, home invasion with a firearm, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. And remember, this was all over a tip.
$2 tip!
That isn't even mandatory. And when I hear the charges that Brianna is facing, I have no choice but to just laugh because she legitimately ruined her life for no apparent reason. Like, I just can't fathom the thought process behind these actions. On a lighter note, the victim suffered stab wounds to her chest, arms, legs, and abdomen, but luckily, she survived. Because it's not every day you hear of someone being stabbed more than 10 times and living to tell the story. She also discovered while being treated at the hospital that she was pregnant. So hopefully everything works out.
Wow.
This situation really highlights the problem with tipping culture because for some reason, a lot of these people actually feel entitled to the tips. Like
that's actually an insane love story, chat. Like she really like didn't even know that she was pregnant. And she only found out after she was stabbed 14 times. And her boyfriend was held at gunpoint in front of her 5-year-old child. That's a hell of a Thanksgiving story to me.
Because for some reason, a lot of these people actually feel entitled to the tips. Like, they don't view these tips as extra money. They view it as money they earned from simply doing their job. And I know there are certain cases, like working in a restaurant, where tips are basically the only form of income for the servers. But I feel like that's a completely different problem for a different video. However, before I end this video, I wanted to show one more crazy case of this toxic tip culture.
Your DoorDasher leaves a nasty note in your food thinking you wouldn't tip.
Hello. Ignore. You keep that. Why? Because I didn't see a tip on the app and I put a little card in there. So please keep that. I'm sorry. No, I just had cash. Please. It's okay. It's okay because it's okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, Chad. See, this is why. See, look, I don't know if this is like a normal thing now, but last time when I ordered Uber, so I got Uber, right? But I didn't like deliver a person. I got something delivered. I used Uber to deliver some bread from my auntie crib to my crib, and they didn't let me tip until afterwards. I guess Uber does it like that, but it's like, oh, that's how it should be. It should be like that. Cause like DoorDash, if it sees like, okay, you didn't even get a tip, you didn't see the tip on the app, it's like motherfuckers could spit in your food that you're about to consume. Like, it should not be like that, bro. She could have literally shat in my food or some shit. Peed, like, you never know. She could have like right in my food, bro. And I would have been eating loogie. I'll throw up in my mouth a little bit.
For those who are confused, the DoorDasher or lady who delivered the food didn't see the customer leave a tip through the app. Because I guess for some reason, DoorDash has it so delivery drivers can see if the customer left a tip before the food is even delivered, which in my opinion sounds backwards, which makes me believe that it's not the same system that I'm thinking of. Because
very
like,
flawed.
what if I tip the driver before the food is delivered and then they deliver my food late? Like that's a waste of a tip. But anyways, the delivery driver didn't see a tip from the customer through the app. So in return, the delivery driver wrote a nasty note to the customer and put it inside her food bag she was delivering. But as we already know, nothing is ever what it seems. And it turns out the customer did in fact have a tip for the delivery driver. It was just in cash. And because it's in cash, it didn't pop up on the DoorDash app. Realizing this, when the customer tried to hand her tip money, the DoorDasher realized she effed up.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't see a tip on the app, and I put a little card in there. So please keep that. I'm sorry.
No, I just had cash. Please take
It's okay.
it.
It's okay, because it's okay. Thank you.
Have a good night.
And for the DoorDasher to refuse the tip, we can only assume that the note inside the bag is terrible. But
Yeah, like I can only imagine, like, I doubt your profile picture is on there, but I know that if it was, she would have been saying all the racial slurs. She would have been calling, oh my gosh, all types of monkeys.
I'm going to let you guys be the judge of that because here is the note.
This is so hilarious and true. I ain't gonna lie, you ate that one little thing. Here go the damn note.
Lucky for you, I didn't bother the food, but next time consider tipping your driver. This soft ass note. What the fuck? You gotta go way harder than this. This wouldn't even bother me. I would think this is a receipt. What the fuck?
The note says, and I quote, "Lucky for you, I didn't bother the food, but next time consider tipping your driver." What the f? So the customer should be thankful that the food they already paid for wasn't tampered with by someone who didn't get a tip. So now I'm not eating the food because I don't trust that you didn't tamper with it, and I'm reporting your account and getting you banned for threats because that is probably the easiest ban I've ever seen in my life.
Facts.
And the worst part is, the customer literally gave her a tip. If she just would have been patient and not lost her complete mind, she would have delivered the food like normal and just received a cash tip. But that's all I have for the video today. If you learned nothing
Nah, but my thing is though, you should have stood on business, shawty. Think about it. You really is pussy for real. I'm being honest. Excuse my language, but you pussy. Stand on business. You see her face to face. You ain't see a tip. Tell her to her face. Tell her to her face, bro. Like, what the fuck? Come on, bro. Stand on business, bro. Have some nuts. You gonna write me a note? The fuck? Break up with me through a text?